Hello, you guilty memories of sticky, sticky sins. Jim Sterling here, and this is Mafia 3! Again! Yes, I recorded the last video this morning and forgot to set it live because I went to do my vampire game and got caught up in that, and then realised this afternoon, well, shit, I've got to set this live. So I set it live and realised that I set it live about the same time as the patch went out for the frame rate, so that it wasn't locked at 30 frames per second anymore. I've set it to 60, but I still think this version has some optimization issues because it ain't running... Sorry, I'm tripping over my words. It ain't running at a consistent 60 for me, I don't think. It's certainly not what my counter's telling me, but it's better. More responsive camera and everything, so that's something. Just to get this video done, so that I can get this out of the way and do my due diligence and mention that it's been updated, I put the graphical settings down low just to try and get the best frame rate I could out of it. But I'm having some issues getting it to run, looking good and running smooth on PC still. Different people have different issues. I know one person in the comments on the last video mentioned how they've had no issues with the game whatsoever, which, when you're talking about PC issues, always the most useless thing you can do. People did that with Arkham Knight, you know, oh, well, it runs fine for me, and I'm like, right, so just because you had no issues, that means what, no one's having any issues? But there you go. Anyway, the title of this video is deliberately provocative. It is a joke, but I know some people are going to take it seriously and get upset, because I was surprised by the amount of comments. I mean, let's just put this out here now. Yeah, this is nominally an update video on Mafia 3, just to say, you know, after 2 days being released, they finally patched in a way to unlock the frame rate, which should have been there from the very beginning. So it's normally that update's done, due diligence done, that out of the way. Splat! But what we're really here for is to just talk about a few things. Because, folks, we have a lot of fun here on Gimpressions. We have so much fun, but I was shocked at some of the comments in the last one. People not only acting like, you know, it's completely unreasonable to be disappointed, splat, by a 30 FPS lock on PC, but, outraged at the idea of me being outraged. Even though I wasn't that outraged, I was disappointed. And some people were acting like, you know, I'd torn the developers from their beds and beat them about their head with a fucking trash can or something. When I think I was rather reasonable. I saw some very tired arguments like, well, the human eye can't process more than 30 frames per second, which is a bullshit fucking argument that I've seen, one or two clueless game journos in the past trot out to try and defend AAA publishers when they do stupid things like splat, lock frame rates and things. And that's splat! It's just incorrect, splat, and demonstrably wrong. It's not about what your eyes can process, it's about, the in-game video game camera isn't a human eye, and that's why when you turn cameras in games with frame rates higher than 30, they're smoother than frame rates higher than 30. And that, in turn, makes the game feel better to play. And that's the argument I was trying to make in the video. I don't think people got that far. Splurf. We can't really do splat with the women characters because the character just splurfs them. Splurf. Like that. Just a little nudge there. As opposed to this fella. See some weird, pixely glitches and... Oh, splurf. Splat! So like I said, I'm still having some graphical things going on with the game. Uh-oh. It's a copper. Splat. Anyway. So this video, its main thrust is to just say that, you know, fuck off. If you think frame rate isn't an issue, fine. More power to you. If you think that your eye can't process the difference, if you think you can't tell the difference between a frame rate of 30 and a frame rate of literally double that, and this video's a bad reference because, like I said, it ain't playing. Mafia 3 ain't playing with my computer right now. But fine. If you can't tell the difference between 30 and double 30 frame rate rise, more power to you. Your eyes work the way your eyes work. You can't tell a difference. You can't feel a difference. That's on you. I won't question that because it's your experience. I won't argue with you on that. I won't say you're wrong. Okay? With that in mind, why not extend the same fucking courtesy, okay, to people who can tell the difference? Don't pretend it's not an issue. Don't pretend there's not a difference just because you can't tell the difference. And that's arguments I've made before whenever this frame rate argument comes up. I mean, I think I've made a Gymquisition maybe a long time ago, maybe even before, Gym Dependence, about it. Maybe I need to revisit that topic, But for me, there is a clear difference. I feel the difference majorly, especially when I go from playing a game that's 30 to a game that's 60 and vice versa. A lot of people tell the difference, and just because you can't doesn't mean the difference isn't there, okay? So that's the main thrust of why this video is existing right now, okay? Just to point that out. It shouldn't need pointing out, but it was pointed out. So I've done my due diligence there as well. So anyway, Mafia 3. This is literally, I started where I stopped the last video. We smacked into that car. And I'm going to get out of here. Because, I could do the mission. But I could also just splurf over here. And just splurf over there. Everywhere I'm splurfing. And sometimes I'm splatting. Like that. Or we just run a person over like that. That's a shame. That's sad that happened. But I can't be held responsible for my actions. Maybe I will do a Gymquisition with a title even more inflammatory than this video. And just see what happens. But yeah, I was surprised because, I thought, in the current year of 2016, that most people had kind of accepted that 60 frames were better and that people weren't just making it up. And I get what some people were saying, it's not the biggest problem in the world. It's not. There are more bullshitty things that the game industry does. But that doesn't mean it's not bullshit. It might be a little flicker of bullshit, like some little flecks on the inside of someone's pants. If you want to see this cutscene, by the way, you can watch another video. I'm just talking over it because I've got points to make. But it's still... If you put your nose close enough to it, it still smells of shit. Okay? It's not the worst issue AAA publishers do, for sure. But then I talk about the worst things AAA publishers do. So it's not like me talking about this takes away from me talking about the frame rates. Anyway, that's where I stand on the frame rate issue. I can tell the difference. And for me, it's a significant difference. And that doesn't mean I find 30 frame rate games unplayable. I mean, I play things on consoles a lot, so if I couldn't stand 30 frames per second, I'd be a very, very sad boy. But when you play on PC, when you're playing on a system where it can be handled, it is a disappointment. And as I've said before as well, I will always take a hit to the graphical quality if it means better frame rate. The Last of Us on PS4 had that option where you could reduce some graphical effects and have a 60 frame rate, or you could have a 30 frame rate and better visual effects, just some extra graphical effects. And I went with the frame rate because the game felt better, like from a tactile sense, not just a visual thing, I'm just gonna skip that so that I can keep talking bollocks to you. Oh, we get to go to bed. What a fun mission. Here we go. Going to beddy buys. Sleepy. In the bed we go. But yeah, like, I'm... Post-patch, I'm still not super impressed by the quality of the PC port, at least the optimization. And again, if other people have had much better improvements to the game, more power to them. But, you know, I know what my PC can handle, and it should be able to handle this. Anyway, we're going to get up. We're done with bed. Going up the stairs. This ain't going to be a long video. It did turn out that the last video I did just happened to run for 30 minutes, which people pointed out, thought it was quite clever. And as tempting as it is to make this video 60 minutes long and talk about frame rates for 60 minutes, I'm not going to do that. I think I more or less got my point across, but there we go. I mean, you want me to go in that building, but I don't... Oh, they're doing that forced walk thing. I mean, I don't want to upset people by criticising a AAA game again, but I hate the forced walking thing in video games. Half the time it feels like they're just trying to extend the length of the game, you know? That wasn't too bad. I mean, obviously it's a lead into this little bit of downtime thing we're doing here with the handing out of the soup, but Gears of War, the first Gears of War, that was bad for it. Like, constant scenes where Marcus would put his hands to his ear to talk to Anya on the, you know, we assume he just had a Bluetooth earpiece in him. And they deliberately do things like put pickups and stuff down long corridors, right at the beginning of the long corridor, so that you couldn't just slowly walk down the corridor while they were doing the exposition, you know? You would wait at the beginning of the corridor and just not move and not walk, because I'm like, he can't pick this stuff up because he's stuck in this talking on the radio animation. And then you'd sit there and talk, and I'm talking too much and not bothering to give people their lovely soup. But you know what I'm talking about, right? I sound like I'm just talking bollocks. But I know what I mean. Just games that force you to walk very slowly while the character talks on a radio to someone. And they put a pickup right at the beginning of that sequence. And you can't pick it up, so you make no progress while hearing the exposition, because you want to be free to act again, so you can pick the ammo up. This is why the Jimquisition is scripted, by the way, because that garbled rambling that I just shat out of my mouth can make sense instead. Oh no. Please tell me there's a gun in that gumbo. Oh fuck, no, he just used the gumbo as a gun. Gunbo. Oh yeah, punchy punchy. Okay, and you. Splat! Oh no! Chokeslam! Kind of. Oh fuck. Fucking hit me. Headbutt on you forever. Yeah. Violence in the kitchen. That's what we want. Anyway, I think I've said my piece, so I'm going to leave it now. This was Mafia 3. Still not running at 60 frames per second for me. And I put the graphical settings down to low just to facilitate it. Funnily enough, now in the cutscenes it kind of encroaches on 60. Then it goes down to between 40 and 35 while I'm playing. Again, at least that's what the counter tells me. Yeah, whatever. I'm going. Bye.